So there was a software update last night, and we're going to see how well this works. You guys ready? So I woke up this morning and I had two software updates available for both the Model 3 and the Model Y. Both included full self-driving, but this is the first time that it included the beta summon, which I've always wanted to use, and that was pretty awesome. So I was excited to try it out, and now we're going to head out to the Marana pumpkin patch because somebody wants to ride a train and get a pumpkin. Who, you ask? That one. That one wants to go and ride a train.
Yeah.
One of our pictures fell down. We'll have to replace that. But we'll do that later, because right now, it's pumpkin patch time. So right now, we're trying out the full...
Yeah, seriously, I'm telling you to come here and go all the way.
So we're going to try a full self-driving beta on the way there. We already had one little snafu where it really wanted to go a really long way just to go right. So we are starting over. I'm going to get it going once we're actually on the road here. Some of the new features that I saw show about the new... basically safety monitoring for those driving in full self-driving beta, which is the camera inside the cab is now on and active while you're driving to make sure you're not doing things that'll distract you. In other words, like I can't be playing like Parcheesi while driving. Do people still play Parcheesi? So I have the full self-driving on again. However, it's already yelled at me twice because it's like, your hands were on the wheel. They're just low. And Dana's recording right now because she's a trooper. I already turned on the signal. This is going well. I'm just curious to see because like right now, it should have been a left turn out of our house, then right turn onto the road, and it decided it really wanted to make a giant, like, U-turn in order to get on the road properly. Look, boys, no hands. The cool part is, with the monitoring, yes, it's looking at you, which I'm not a fan of. I'm a fan of putting the little thing over that lens unless I want you to see me. But also, it's supposed to be able to monitor things a little bit better with this new version of the software where cars around you. It has adaptive speed, which is a lot cooler than the last time where... Let's say the speed limit is 45, but everyone's cruising at 48. In theory, it should keep up with traffic. So we'll see how that goes. But right now, we're just doing a simple test going out to the Marana pumpkin patch. Oh, do you want to go with us? I'm just kidding. You're going with us. There's no choice. Dana's got you in her hands. Let's go. What kind of field is it?
Candy cotton.
Candy cotton? It's a cotton field. So we did turn off self-driving temporarily because, I don't know, I saw a cop and I got paranoid. They don't know that this car is automated. You're taking over. Henry, the car's become self-aware. So he just yelled at me because it saw something in my hands. See what I'm saying? It is 45 speed limit, but everyone on the road is traveling 50. So cruise control / self-driving decided to make that decision itself based off of the flow of traffic, which is cool, but it's going to be hard to use as a defense when you get a speeding ticket in some places. Sir, the self-aware car decided to speed. This is how Terminator 2 really got started. No one ever talks about it. Well, that was a lot of self-driving fun. Now let's head to the pumpkin patch. And of course, we picked the perfect day where it's starting to rain and drizzle a little bit. And this camera actually isn't waterproof, but it's barely a mist, so I'm not too concerned right now. I also got the Meta Ray-Bans on. Hopefully I can record a little something with there. But for now, we're going to make our way over and enjoy the day. So it's split into two ways. You got your buying tickets now and online purchases. We are online. Remember, everybody has to have their own wristband. Make sure you don't take it off. That was a relatively simple and easy process. Just showed her my tickets, she scanned one, and got us our 4 bands. And presumably they're color-coded for each day you're here, so you can't reuse them. And everybody has to have one, including the kiddos. Including you, Henry. That way they know you're here legitly.
3 and under are free, though.
Except for 3 and under. Dana just reminded me.
It might be 2 and under.
I think it's 2 and under. That's what it said on the website. And here we go. Post Farms Pumpkin Patch. Even though it's kind of misty and rainy, it hasn't dissuaded people from coming in. I'm sure it's going to get a lot busier, as you said, after all the clouds kind of evaporate.
Yeah.
But right now, it is reasonable crowds. Last time we were here, it was unbearable. But that's good for the farm. My favorite part about the Marana Pumpkin Patch is the train ride, which is included with admission. And they always have 2 trains running, so it's not a very long wait at all. It looks like a line, but I promise you, it's probably going to be maybe 5-10 minutes at best. The best part is it's an easy way to see the whole patch in one fell swoop. So we'll see where everything is, and that'll help us decide what we're going to do for the rest of the day. And somebody's favorite thing is the train, whether it's Disneyland or Marana. There's a train, you got Charlie's attention and his money. So I'm going to be honest, I never thought in my life I would ever hear an announcement of the pig races start in an hour, and they go every hour on the hour. Are you ready for a train ride?
Yeah.
Why do you like trains so much?
I like.
Because you like trains? Hey, Henry, how do you feel about trains? Ew. Apparently Henry doesn't like trains.
What's your favorite color?
What's my favorite color?
Yellow.
There's a yellow train?
Yeah.
Why didn't we get that one? Well, let's get this voyage on the road. Is that loud?
Yeah.
So the cool thing about the Marana Pumpkin Patch, it's the closest thing we have to a theme park besides Old Tucson. And granted, it's like carnival type rides, but hey, it's a lot of fun and it happens only a few times a year. And for most of us, it's a nostalgic memory. And the best part is every year they just get bigger and bigger and grow and grow. It's moments like this, I actually kind of understand Walt Disney's obsession with the model trains you can ride on at home. This would be fantastic to like jump into the backyard and take down to get the mail, then back home. A lot of fun. We've only been here for about 10 minutes, but my favorite part about this is we are creating those little nostalgic memories that, well, that's why we make these videos, so we can go back and look at them again later on. Because maybe 20, 30 years from now, when they have kids of their own, they'll find their way back to the pumpkin patch to share in those same memories. Right, Henry?
Yeah.
Apparently you can even shoot like a potato gun, but instead of a potato gun, it looks like it's pumpkins. I actually don't remember a lot of this stuff on our last train ride around the park. Apparently we have like a little amphitheater here. Oh, it's the pig races. I guess I've never seen this side of it before. Where are the pigs? I'm looking at one. Here's the big slide, right over there. Henry and I went on that. Insert video here. We tied! I caught a lot of air, that really hurt. So this was not here last year. This actually was where they had a pond for the paddle boats. Apparently that's gone now. Because there's the big playground where we ended up when we convinced the kids the paddle boats weren't worth waiting for. They weren't that fun. It was hot and we were tired. We have zero regrets. Hey Henry, you asked where the corn maze was. Here it is. I know this is a fun thing to do once a year here in Arizona. But when I go to Colorado, this is what it feels like all the time where my family lives.
John Deere harvester.
A John Deere harvester. This kid knows his big equipment.
There's
It's
another
ridiculous.
one.
The cool thing about the Post Farm is this is a real working family farm. In addition to the pumpkin patch festivities they do every year, they spend the rest of the year cultivating and growing corn, pumpkins, and a lot of other stuff. So it's cool to come here and enjoy the fun part of a real working farm without having to do all the hard work that goes into it. So thank you to the farmers out there, because without you guys, none of this would be possible. I'm still waiting for the kid to pop out of the corn with the, white eyes and white hair and try to take over our brains. I don't like it, don't like it, don't like it, don't like it, don't like it. And we have Disneyland in 2 weeks, so this is my preparation to get in shape. This is the warm-up before the main race. Now it's time to experience the rest of the pumpkin patch. I know we're gonna end up back here later, but over here you got their general store, which we actually bought some cool stuff there last year. You got a place here to go and get some food. It's like basic barbecue stuff, like nothing too fancy. Their bakery, which I know Dana loves to hit up, and everyone's favorite part, the bathrooms. It really is fun for all ages. You have the little bouncy area that the kids really liked last year. You got the play area off in the distance. And then you got the little rides over here. You got a zip line. You had, like I said, what used to be the little paddle boat area, which now looks like it might be a petting zoo. Henry, where are we going?
To the fish side.
You guys ready for some slide action?
Yeah.
Henry, guess what? It's not a regular slide. It's a super slide. Sorry, Henry. Brother chickened out. Are you okay riding by yourself? You don't care? Well, I'm feeling pretty normal now after the surgery. I think that might be a little much for me still. Good luck, Henry. Survive. Henry is getting so brave doing stuff on his own now. Our little boy's growing up, and one is still afraid of everything. There he comes. That was the slowest super slide I've ever seen. You did it. Can you go put it away? You did it. I'm so proud of you. All by yourself. And of course, you always pick the ones that take you in a fast circle, because that affects me like you would not believe. A cool part about all the little carnival rides and attractions here, they're all included with your cost of admission. So keep that in mind when you come in, but there are a few things that might cost extra while you're here. Remember earlier when I said how brave you were for going on the slide and Charlie didn't? Well, now Charlie wants to go on the spinning thing and we don't. I agree with you on this one. This one's not for daddy. Some of us have vertigo and this will drive us crazy. And although the pumpkin patch is for family fun, just bear in mind not everybody's tall enough to ride everything. So you must have a wristband to ride and be at least 36 inches tall. This here be the Cornado. Henry, say hi.
Hi.
What's funny is Danny's seen me a lot of guff, especially since I was born and raised here in Tucson and Marana area, that I know everybody everywhere we go. So far, the last few weeks, everywhere we go, Henry knows everybody, which is really funny. We just ran into one of the teachers from his school. I know we're gonna end up with Charlie here at some point. Mini excavators. Oh, that's what this kid was born for. Tiny tractors, goodness gracious. And they do have concession stands sprinkled throughout the area. One thing to keep in mind, a lot of the stations around here are just water, but they are also cash only. So make sure you have plenty of cash when you come to events like this. Looks like they got kettle corn, dill pickles, ice cream, but they are out of cotton candy, nachos, lemonade, strawberry lemonade, slushies, soda, and water.
Is that a playhouse?
It looks like a playhouse, but look, there's ducks and chickens and other things. Looks like it's a petting zoo. If you've seen our past videos when we go on places, Henry's favorite thing, the map, to see where everything is. So like we said, last year, this over here was actually a pond for paddle boats, but it looks like it is gone now. It looks like it is some sort of petting zoo. Yep, 14 and 15, which is right here, is play area and farm animals. So it is sort of like a petting zoo, at least to go see them. United again after so long apart. Let's go look at the animals. So I was referring to this as the petting zoo area. It's actually the opposite. Do not touch the animals. We're just here to look at them. Bye bye, little Sebastian. The real farm animals, including a dog. They are the guardians of the livestock. That's right, we're not petting the dogs here because they're on the clock. One thing that's great about Henry learning to read and reading so well, anytime he sees any kind of sign, he loves to read them and he actually retains the knowledge, which is really cool. Henry's like, another interesting fact. Look boys, it's like we're at Nana and Tata's house. Oh, the sweet life. You glad we came?
Yeah.
What's been your favorite part so far?
The kids' reactions.
Agreed. I mean, 'cause let's be honest, it's not the biggest place, doesn't have that many things to do, but it's enough where this is like a little Disneyland for the kids. I mean, look at this monster. The only issue I have right now is I'm definitely not in Disney shape right now. I'm already tired. We've been here for less than an hour. Every 4 seconds from Henry. Can we go to the jumping pillows? Can we go to the jumping pillows? All they've wanted to do is come into the jumping room. And now they're gonna take off their shoes and walk around their socks in the dirt. Ah well. Did you have fun?
Yeah.
Do you like jumping around in there? Why'd you get done so fast?
I didn't want to get found.
Okay. And it looks like Henry is done too.
On the cart.
Oh, Henry, you lost a shoe. You don't see that every day.
Henry.
So excited he ran out of his shoe. Sweater season was fun while it lasted. All 2 hours of it. Mini excavators. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
The part is Charlie's like, I've trained my whole life for this moment. All 4 years of his life has worked up to this moment. Henry, you're really good at this. And we found his calling. So much for engineering and robots. Charlie, I know this is your dream, but sometimes you gotta know when to move on from dreams. You did it. High fives. Well, the cool part about a lot of this stuff, it's kind of self-regulation. There's not really a time limit or restriction. I mean, I'm sure if you're taking an unreasonable amount of time, they'll say something. But the reality is we kind of stood there as long as we wanted, and then we decided to move on. Side note, I'm wearing my meta glasses, I'm taking video and stuff, but I'm also getting a lot of text messages while we're walking. I've now replied to a couple, and people have looked at me like I was crazy as I'm talking to myself with no ear components or anything, just the sunglasses. Always fun to look like a weirdo. Now it's time for the big playground. Well, life on the farm was kind of laid back. They hit the playground, first thing they do is head toward the same type of toys they have at home. Always fun. You know, it's fun in these situations. I like to quote my favorite ninja sensei, Tatsu from Ninja Turtles Part 2 and Part 1, which is go, play. Go, play. This is my favorite ride. Honey, we're getting old.
I know.
Actually, 2 weeks away from me joining the club. I'm like, hey Henry, you ready to get some lunch? He's like, no, there's more stuff to do. Now he's heading over to another playground. This is partially our fault. We never taught him to ride a bike. I saw the trouble there in the pit. You guys remember that scene in Revenge of the Nerds? Here's our personal nerd.
One more lap, Charlie, and then we're done.
Let's go, Delta, Delta, Delta. Crowds are starting to pick up a little. The sun's coming out. We've done pretty much everything that the Marana pumpkin patch has to offer, except to actually go out to the pumpkin patch itself. We forgot to bring tools to cut a pumpkin. Luckily, they plan for people like us up at the front. However, we can't leave without getting a few accoutrements. I know Charlie would like some popcorn, and I believe Dana would like some kettle corn. And after this, we'll get some food. So good news, bad news. Bad news is my blood sugar was crazy low this morning. Good news is I could probably eat some junk. Well, the first place was out of kettle corn, so we're gonna try one more place because that's what Dana and Charlie would like. I can tell my blood sugar is getting low because my head's starting to hurt, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm becoming irritable. We gotta get some food in me. So the stand that was out of kettle corn sent us to the other stand. We got there and they said they're out of kettle corn to try the stand that just sent us over there. Then she said, Our communication's been pretty terrible, but I think they still have some left. I'm like, nope, they sent us over here. I told you to be back this way, so we're making our way out now. Probably make a couple stops at the country store and possibly a bakery and stuff, trying to find that elusive kettle corn still. We just had our first 4-year-old meltdown of the day, which is not bad considering, but that also means someone's ready for a nap. I think we're going elsewhere for food today, but if you are thinking of getting food here, here's a list of the menu in the Red Barn Grill. Everything from pizza to hot dogs, hamburgers, corn dogs, chicken tenders, pulled pork sandwiches, yada yada yada. I will say $38 for a family pizza is kind of expensive when it's, you know, not the greatest quality of pizza, but hey, if you're hungry and you're here, it's part of the experience. We're still trying to find that elusive kettle corn. One more place to try. When in doubt, let's try the country store. While you're on a farm, a real working farm, you might as well look at some of their farm-made preserves and everything. I mean, how do you not get this stuff? Unless you mean diabetic, you can't eat half of it, but hey, it's here. And they have lots of cool options. In fact, last year, Dana got some soap here that we really loved. What's really cool is they have their own line of clothing and Marana Farm apparel for the pumpkin patch, which is really cool and really fun to show off where you've been. Especially small family-owned businesses like this. It's really cool to support them, and this is one of the easy ways. Of course, that one part of my brain is wondering who did their screen printing for them. Well, after another meltdown in the country store, it's time to call it a day from Marana Pumpkin Patch. A lot of fun, good adventures, on cue. So we're officially heading out now. After a massive meltdown from Charlie and getting hit in my head right near the surgery, I'm not feeling so hot now. So let's head out and grab our pumpkins and make our way home. Pumpkins as far as the eye can see. Excuse me, can you tell me what aisle the pumpkins are on? Just looking for a pumpkin. Do you have any pumpkins? And yoink. Can you say that's a wrap?
Now left.
Now we've got our pumpkins, had our fun, and had a meltdown. Let's go back to the car and start heading out and talk about our thoughts. But first, lunch. So we're here at our favorite place on Marana, Luna Cafe. It's weird not being here for breakfast. Like, I don't think I've ever actually seen the lunch menu before. And since my blood sugar is dipped low, I can eat something semi-bad for me. I've been a good boy for like 2 weeks. Luna Cafe is located here at the Marana Livestock. So in case you've never seen livestock auction and stuff before, this is what it looks like. Come in here, pull up a seat, and you get to bid on whatever farm animal they bring through here. Mostly cattle. Mostly bulls and cattle. Henry wanted to see it. He'd never seen a livestock area before. Weirdly enough, I have plenty of times. I keep my promises. She's finally getting her kettle corn. I'm, if nothing, chivalrous. Never stand between a lady and her kettle corn. Now that we've got your kettle corn, we can finally do our actual review of the pumpkin patch. So today was a fun overall adventure at the pumpkin patch. It has its pros, it has its cons. The pro is, I like that it's a family-owned farm.
Yeah.
I like that we can go through it, and it's literally stuff for everybody. And all the carnival rides and the train, everything's included in the price of admission. But of course it has its cons. For example, we couldn't find kettle corn, which is the one thing you wanted. We finally found it here at the Tucson Premium Outlets after the fact, but not there. Which is a good thing for them. That means they sold out, but it was also an hour and a half after they opened, and it was a slower morning because of the rain.
Yeah.
So that's a con. What are some pros that you had from the event today?
So I know a lot of people were concerned about the price because it's $25 a person.
Yeah,
Over
anyone over two.
But at the same time, it's also going local. Like everything there is entirely local. They bring in, I mean, they hire tons of people out of Marana. Most of the stuff in the gift shop is local. And to me,
$25 per person isn't bad when you consider all the stuff that is included. Like, let's say it was just let's say $10 to get in. Just for the sake of numbers, $10 to get in. And then let's say they charge per thing. So let's say $2 for the Coronado. $3 a person for the train ride.
Right.
I mean, at this point, it adds up probably to more than $25 per person. I mean, the zip line with all... Think about this.
Well, zip line's extra.
Okay, so like I said earlier, there is something that costs extra. I forgot the zip line was a little bit extra.
Zip line, rock wall.
So those are extra, but like the super slide, I'm just thinking from like the NBA point of view, like all the costs and everything going to it. Insurance for stuff like this, that's expensive to insure.
Yeah.
So the fact that it's $25 per person includes most everything, I think is a fair deal, in my opinion. My other con was, like, I do feel like after half an hour we were done. And the first thing we said in the video was, it seems like it's getting bigger every year. After we walked around and we took the train ride, I'm like, oh, it seems smaller. Yeah. Like, in reality is, it didn't grow. It just kind of stayed the same. It got rid of the pond.
They got rid of the pond. They got rid of the petting zoo, which I get, because then you have all those germy hands touching
this
the
is
animals.
True, too.
The animals can get sick. There's vet bills associated with that.
Totally
So
get that.
I get
And it is a working farm, so chances are those are just their animals too that they have on the farm.
Right.
So again, totally get it. But also, I think it's time for expansion. I made a comment earlier in the video that it's kind of like one of our few theme park things outside of Old Tucson.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that a little bit of expansion to a little bit more, I don't want to say thrilling rides, but like a small carnival like little roller coaster, or even at this point with all that land you have, little dark ride, that'd be fun to sit in. Like, you know, you sit on a tractor and you're going through at night, like, I don't know, fighting the chupacabra or something.
Well,
you're welcome.
But I mean, they also have the nighttime pumpkin terror corn.
Literally had no idea that existed.
Yeah.
Really?
If you go on their website and
Okay.
you look at their tickets, it gives you
I
two
did see that on
options.
there. But all in all, I know I really enjoyed it, and I think it's worth it just for the making the memories of the kids. The kids absolutely loved it. In fact,
Freaking loved it.
we had 2 meltdowns with our 4-year-old because he wanted the toy train, which he already has probably a dozen toy trains at the house. And then also, I can't remember our other meltdown. Oh yeah, he wanted to send a tractor, but there's people in front of us. So I mean, reasonable things, I guess, for a 4-year-old, but it was an epic meltdown. So I didn't get to film the last couple things I wanted to, which is they have a little animatronic as you're leaving.
That was cute.
It was cute, which I was holding him while he was crying while I was like, oh, that'd be nice to record, but I couldn't. And then on the way out too, they have other stuff. Like Henry was like, why does that say paintball? Have we done that before? Nobody. Can we do that? Nobody. Not right now anyway. So there's some other stuff that's going on there that I'm sure, again, is separate ticketed stuff possibly. But it was definitely, I think it's $25 to me per person is reasonable, especially if you're going out there and actually taking advantage of everything it offers.
Yeah, I mean, because we literally hit everything except for like the paid attractions.
We didn't actually do the pumpkin patch, weirdly enough, but we got pumpkins on the way out.
Yeah.
And yeah, we didn't do like the corn maze, which Henry was terrified of that. He told me last night, he's like, I don't want to do the corn maze. I was like, why, buddy? This was last night as he was going to bed. And he's like, because what if I get lost and can't find you? I was like, well, you're welcome. But all in all, I know I had a great time. Sounds like you had a great time. Something we plan on doing again next year? Probably. That was a ringing endorsement. No, I think we'd definitely be doing it again next year. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. Take another ride again soon. Hope you enjoyed our trip across Marana from our self-driving to our summons to the pumpkin patch to Luna Cafe to now the Tucson Premium Outlets. And we got our kettle corn from Copper State Kettle Corn. Please like and subscribe and follow us. I'm sure we'll do a little short when she tries it and see how she likes it.
I'm going to eat it right now.
She's going to eat it right now. So stay tuned. Bye-bye, everybody.